Stan, here we are in the man cave. Did a bit of a trade with CJ Military Collectables the other day. Sent him a few books, and he sent me a book back. And hey, tell you what, that is an absolute cracker. Usually when people send me stuff, I do an unboxing, but I have to admit, there's two things. One reason I had me stand in here, and I like to try and do it with a stand. And the other thing was, I thought, this is heavy. What is this book? And curiosity got the better of me. So there was a little note inside. Dear Stan, as you have decided to dip your toe into the exciting world of German steel helmets, I certainly have, 3 now I own, 3 and a relic, that's 4 technically, I thought you may benefit from this decent publication on the subject, which may help you in your search between the good, the bad and the suspect, which are out there, because they ain't cheap, but they are a good investment. All the best, CJ. Yeah, definitely, and that is one of those things where you think, I remember when I first started collecting over 10 years ago, like properly collecting, and it was all about books, especially when it came to German items, and I thought, I'm not spending this and that on books and this and that and the other, and it's and I'm going to just flick through this one quickly, but there's a few little things that caught my eye, which I've put little markers in the top just to see, because I haven't read it yet, but obviously I've just got this morning, trying to flick through, and it is a weighty tome, as they say. So it's obviously at the front. It is by Branislav Radovic. Covers the M16, 18, 32, the 35, 40, 42, and 42, 45. I've never heard of that before. So there's the blurb at the front. Now we'll get to the. Oh, there's a couple of interesting ones on the. I put a little note in for that. Got my reading glasses. An M16 shell with an unknown insignia unit carries the Imperial Hohenzollern transfer decal painted over red band. Well, you can see what it is. Freikorps. It indicates it was a Freikorps unit. Hohenzollern. So I'm supposed to be learning German, aren't I? Reichsmarine. I'm going to go through individual ones. I didn't notice that one. Austrian Guard Battalion. And I'll try to be quick on this. Dutch police. Some fantastic ones where you just think, if you hadn't seen it in this book, or a version of this book, you might walk past that as being suspect. Because if you don't know, you're not going to spend the money on it. Sorry, knocking the some early SS helmets. Metal insignia. Cut out helmet. I've never liked the look of those. I wouldn't knock one back if I got it at the right price. I've never really cared for the look of them, to be fair. And I do have a photograph upstairs of some German troops just before the Wehrmacht, the German armed forces of the Third Reich, were formed, 1932. Can't remember the date, but I've got a picture of them upstairs. And I think the majority of them have got, well, they've all got the M16 or M18 helmets on. Oh, this is one of them marked up. So this one here, M17 Austrian helmet shell with M31 liner and chin strap, is painted apple green, carries the twin insignia of the SS. Unusually, the earlier pattern runic shield transfer on the right hand side has been reversed, possibly due to a manufacturing error. So if you saw that at a show, Antiques Fair, whatever, you'd think, oh, someone put that on in the 1970s and got it the wrong way around. Whereas there you go, it's in the book. I mean, you know, the book could possibly be, it could be something that was done earlier on, he's picked up on it, but the more information you have, and this is the Vulcan Fibre prototype number 2. Now, according to the book here, it says that these weren't parade helmets as such. They were actually considered to be combat helmets initially, as in less protection but more comfort. Maybe like an earlier form of like ballistic nylon, but it won't have been anywhere near as strong. And obviously, it didn't become something. They are out there, those helmets, but they didn't become combat helmets. M35s. I'll go through a bit quicker because we don't want to. There is a couple more points in here, which it's just good to see. These pictures are so clear that it's almost like holding them in your hand yourself. Now I actually own 3 German helmets, original ones, compare these with the pictures, and you do get a really good idea of what they should look like and what they shouldn't look like. So I admit it, I was wrong. If you're going to go collecting German stuff, especially helmets, you need to get some publications. That's for sure. Then you can look at your own leisure without your wallet getting emptied over something that isn't real. Now, me, again, personally, I still consider myself an intermediate collector. I'm no expert, and I wouldn't touch anything SS unless it was from a completely, utterly reliable source that's got provenance, that's money-back guarantee, simply because it commands a high price, obviously, and the fakery side of it because of the money, like anything else. There's some nice photographs in here. I mean, I going back to like sort of, I'll just flick over the page before I go about that one, the chicken wire thing. I've got a really bad repro in here, Chinese helmet. It's crap. I painted it up Normandy camo. I'm wanting to do some chicken wiry thing with it just to take away from the fact it's a bad shape. So looking in books like this gives you all sorts of ideas. Zimmerit, right? Okay. Line and chin straps been coated with heavy zimmerit like paste over a spray paint, no insignia. Now, I've been in touch with CJ. I messaged CJ Military Collectables this morning. He hasn't got back to me yet. So if this isn't right, I will certainly correct it in the comments. Or that I do remember the back of my mind, he did a video about this years ago, a couple of years ago, maybe 3 years ago, about zimmerit paste being applied to helmets. And some people in the comments were like, oh no, that's crap, blah, blah, blah. Why would anyone want to stick a magnetic mine on a soldier's helmet? Blip, blip, blip. All this sort of carry on. Well, probably because it wasn't to stop magnetic mine. It's just a coating to put on to protect it, to make the helmet look camouflaged. And I'll just go to page, quickly, 306, because there's another one. There's another one with zimmerit on. And I always find it where 90% of the time, bread bag. I had it recently. I had 3 comments on 3 of my videos by someone who was basically insulting me. If you didn't see them, I mean, I don't know if you do read the comments on other people's channels. I do have a flick sometimes just to see what other people's opinions are. And it was up there for a few hours. The 3 comments accused me of all sorts of this, that and the other. And 90% of the time I found with these people, you go to their channel and surprise, surprise, they haven't got any content. So, you know, just deleted them. At least, if you're going to say someone's a knob, and I know I am a knob, at least have some content so I can come back and go, actually, I see what you're saying, but don't just insult somebody. Because it won't last long still on the Sun's channel with that sort of carry on. White SS helmet, Croatian. There's some really top draw photographs in here. That's a nice one. Like leaf pattern. I mean, you'd almost think that was, you know, could that have been something that was done to make it more attractive later on post-war? You don't know, do you? You don't know. This book's saying here, originally painted matte field grey. That's taken some time to do that. Snow camo ones are particularly nice. Ukrainian Liberation Army. They were fighting alongside the Germans. This is an interesting one. This was found in a German airbase, and it was for the aircraft carrier Graf Zeppelin, which was never made, never built. Spanish, Indian Legion. I mean, some of the rarer, more obscure ones, I probably wouldn't go anywhere near because I still don't know enough. I could digest as many books as possible, and I still probably wouldn't know. So, but these books are very handy. M42, 45. Now, I'd never heard of that till today. So the helmet is painted a satin field grey, carries a Wehrmacht Eagle transfer on the left-hand side. It appears to be of late war manufacture and is crudely formed and lacks the normal M40, 42 ventilation holes. The liner conforms to the model M31 configuration, but the liner is of poor quality. So, I mean, they did make them after the Second World War like that for the Bundesgrenzschutz in West Germany without the ventilation holes. So that would probably one way, you know, someone could, because they are quite of that age near enough, stick a eagle on it. That would be one to watch out for, I suppose. Normandy camo. It's interesting, the colours as well. You look at that one there, the colours red, green, all sorts of colours they were using on the front to paint vehicles and whack it all over the helmets as well. Nice camo scheme. So yeah, and it makes me realise that the normally camo ones I've done on my helmet are a bit too distinct. But then again, over the years maybe they would have faded. Where's that? There's one here this one here. M42 shell with homemade liner and chin strap. The helmet is painted a matte black, made smooth with wear. It carries the hand-painted Polish Home Army flag on each side, so obviously the Warsaw Uprising. This came from a veteran of the 44 Warsaw Uprising, now living in the UK. Most probably this was either a helmet shell found in the burnt-out building, or worse, a helmet with a liner in a bloody condition. The liner is being crudely replaced with a blanket attached to the original cotter pinholes with hammered nails. Chin straps made for the belt. So that's about it. That is a book from Military Collectables, passed my way, The German Helmets of the Second World War, by Branislav Radovich. All I'd like to say is, thank you, CJ, you're a top bloke, and this will be, I'm at the minute reading about The Hurtigan Forest by Charles Whiting. I've nearly finished that. This one next, and then that will go in my reference section of my library, to be digested every time I buy a German helmet, because obviously still must stand as a man of his word. I'm only ever going to buy 2 German helmets. Now I've got 3. I'm not buying more than 50. Now I've got 72. And I just ordered another German East German M56. What was my other promise? Oh yeah, I'm not buying anything for the end of February till April. And I bought a German East German M56 and an East German belt. So really, still my stand's full of crap. But we always knew that anyway. Please leave your comments in the bottom, and I'll make another video in about half an hour. This is Stan, and I will. Haha, see ya.